Good evening, Tottenham fans. You know all these videos you watch of me, other YouTube channels, you probably watch on Twitter, you probably read Twitter comments and talk to lots of Spurs fans, and you hear so much about what we need to do in the transfer window, what we need to do in January, what we need to do in the summer. And Frank needs at least two windows to get this squad getting going, and he needs to be able to get in the right players to work his system. That's all fair enough, and you'll hear me talking about it. And there's plenty of players out there that Spurs fans have been asking for, and who we should and shouldn't sign. And obviously, it's all subjective, but the big names that you hear a lot is Semenyo, Harry Kane, and Dye. Forward players mainly. Ivan Toney was coming up a lot as well. A lot of people saying we want to sign Stankovic now as a 20-year-old DM that we haven't got at the moment. But are we missing a trick here? And what I mean is, I came across this tweet today and it made me think. Someone said on Twitter that if we sign all of these players, then what are we going to do with our youth? Because how many people complain that not enough youth players come through, not enough academy players are being used? We don't develop any youngsters anymore. And when we do try to develop youngsters, i.e. Archie Gray, Bergvall, Odegaard, Tell, a lot of people give them a couple of months, and if they think they're not good enough, they say we need to put them out on loan and we need to sign experienced players, and they're not good enough. We need to sign top players and stop trying to bring youth through. And then you obviously get other people saying, well, we need academy players to be nurtured. And it's hard to explain, but you have to have a mixture of both. You do have to have your signings coming in, like the top signings if you want to progress and start winning things. But you also need to nurture through and develop youngsters. And for me, there are so many decent youngsters that we have in and around this club, out on loan, in the club already, and in our academy as well. And we keep complaining we haven't got this sort of player, we need this sort of player, we need this sort of player, or we need a Harry Kane, we need a Semenyo. But we've got some players out there that have got potential to really come into that squad and really light up the Premier League. But we don't develop them. We keep putting them out on loan and letting other teams develop them. And that's all good. They need game time. I understand all of that. But other than Harry Kane, and I'm not going to even count Harry Winks in this. I'm not going to count Skippy in this. I'm not going to count Troy Parrott in this. I'm not going to count Kyle Walker-Peters in this. Because Harry Kane's the only one that's come through that was genuinely world class out of our academy. One that you think, wow, he's a first teamer. None of the others you thought has to be a first teamer. You knew that they were in and around the squad. Harry Winks had a very, very good season with us, maybe two. But Harry Kane genuinely was that kind of player where you didn't need to sign anyone else. When you had Winks and Skip and Kyle Walker-Peters, you still needed to sign players better than them to improve your squad. With Harry Kane, you didn't need that. So, but what I'm talking about is, are we ever going to give our younger players any chance of becoming the next Harry Kane? Because it doesn't look like it at the moment. Because Dane Scarlett, every time I've seen him play, he performs. He gets assists, he wins penalties, he scores goals, he puts in good performances, but he's still below players like Richarlison, who week in, week out are absolutely dreadful, and he's still not getting a chance. Solanke's injured. Mawani's now out injured. And instead of playing Scarlett, they played Tell, who is actually younger than Scarlett, by the way. So when are we actually going to play these academy players when they do come into the frame? Because it doesn't look like we ever trust them. And we've had multiple different managers, so we can't just blame the same manager for this. Let me just read out some players that we've got, and I'll tell you what, there are four that could solve a lot of our problems going forward next season. And I believe that these four will be probably ready by next summer. So if we go out and splash out loads of money on Harry Kane and Semenyo's and that, they've got no chance of coming through. They haven't got any chance. But these guys can be genuinely world-class players. First one is Mikey Moore. Now, probably some of you will scoff at this and say, well, he's not really doing the best in the Scottish League. Well, he's improving week on, week out in that Scottish League now. They've moved him into a number 10 role. He's absolutely putting in really good performances now. He scored a goal the other day as well. And they're, full of praise for this guy. He's just turned 18 years old. He can play anywhere in the front three, I'd say, right wing, left wing, and in the number 10 role. He just loves getting on the ball. He's got a really good eye for a pass. But he could be a genuine superstar in the futures to come. But if we carry on signing players, he's not going to get a sniff at Spurs. And another guy, he's in academy. He's just turned 17 about a month ago. Luca Williams Barnett. Absolute brilliant talent this guy is. He's playing for the under-21s at the age of 17. He's playing for them at 16 years old. Already this season, he's played 8 games. He scored 7 goals and got 5 assists. It's too easy for him. He's playing now currently in the under-18s international tournament, and he's ripping it up there too. That's too easy for him too. At some point, he's going to have to be promoted to this first team. He's going to have to be. He's got all the skill in the world. He just knows where the goal is. He's got a really good eye for a pass, and he's maturing a lot quicker than a lot of 17-year-olds would on the pitch, I mean. And even his attitude of the pitch is really good. He's destined to be in our first team. But if we keep signing, we've got Kulusevski, Maddison and Xavi Simons now in that number 10 role, fighting for that number 10 role. So Lucas Bartlett-Williams is going to have a hard time as it is getting into that side. But there's no reason for him to not, in a couple of years' time, I'm assuming he'll go out on loan in January, maybe, as early as January, because he's that good. They should be putting him out on loan and seeing what he can do. But if they don't, they'll end up putting him in loan next season. And what we'll be doing is we'll have 2 transfer windows then, where we'll be looking at signing even more players, and he might even end up not even getting into our side. Did we make a mistake with Troy Parrott? Because he seems to be doing very, very well now. So, I suppose when Troy Parrott left, though, we did have like Harry Kane and Loanees and, so again, he didn't have a pathway through because of that, but Kane did come from the academy, so we can't complain too much. Another guy is Luka Vuskovic. Absolute insane defender. He's absolutely brilliant. He's 18 years old. He's playing in the Bundesliga, and I think he's won Young Player of the Month twice now already. He's one of the best defenders in that league. He's just insane amount of skill he's got. So comfortable on the ball. Wins a lot of balls in the air. I think he won 18 aerial duels in one game at one stage. He's just an absolute beast. He's so good. And by this summer coming, he will 100% be in our first team squad. So that's another player we don't need to sign. We don't need to sign a centre-back. That guy will be coming in. We've got Mason Melia coming in January. He's a striker that scores goals for fun. He's technically very, very good. He's very quick. He's good in the air. He's got all the attributes you need from a striker. He's just turned 18 as well. And when he comes in January, they're going to put him out in loan. I think either League One or a Championship side. But lots of Championship sides are looking at him and they want him. That's another position that we probably don't need to sign if we can develop Mason Melia and Dane Scarlett. And people will stick their nose up at it, and they will. They'll say, no, but we need the best. We need Harry Kane because we want to compete at the top. Who's to say that these guys won't come in and get us to start competing at the top? Remember when we bought Dele Alli in? Dele Alli from League 2, or League 1 it was, from MK Dons. He was 18, And he came to the Premier League and he ripped it up. He absolutely tore up the Premier League. I think he's got up to 20 goals in one season. Absolutely ripped it up. Harry Kane come from the academy roughly around the same time, and he ripped it up as well. It's insane to stick your nose up at these opportunities that we've got. We've got so many decent players. If we just worked more on developing them rather than always shouting, like it's the fans as well, because all we keep doing is demanding signings. And we keep doing that. All these young players are going to pass us by, and one time we're going to really regret it. It's going to be a time where, like with Troy Parrott, I don't ultimately regret it too much. I just, thinking, did we make a bad decision with him? I think the timing was right and all that with him, and I think he's developing really well. But what if we gave away the next Harry Kane? What if someone like Barnett Williams moves, to another club and absolutely rips it up? We'll be absolutely gutted because we're not developing them. We've got Lancashire scoring goals for West Brom in the Championship. We've got George Abbott playing for Wickham and getting really high praise from everybody there. I know he's just got injured now, but he was getting loads of high praise. Tyrese Hall is ripping it up for Notts County. He scored 5 goals and got 1 assist already this season. Playing out of position really in a number 10 role, but he could play anywhere in midfield. But he's getting so much praise as well. Alfie Devine, playing absolute great football at the moment. You've got, obviously you've got Tell and Odeberg. And by the way, Tell and Odeberg are younger than Alfie Devine and Dane Scarlett. And our fans are slagging Tell off left, right and centre. He's 20 years old. But they're happy to try out players like Scarlett. And Tell's younger, by the way. You've got Odeberg, who everybody writ off, but now is coming good because we're giving him game time, because we're giving him a chance. He's a prime example, again, of give the guys a chance, give them a run of games and see what they can do. We did the same with Bergvall last season. I know he only got game time because of the injuries, but he took his chance, and Bergvall is now an important part of our team, important part of our squad. He's an exceptional player. I think Gray is coming on leaps and bounds. Before his injury, I didn't see him put in a bad performance. You can see the potential of both of those players. We've got another guy in the academy called Junai Byfield, another centre-back. Absolutely brilliant on the ball, great in the air. He's got all the attributes for a really solid defender as well. People are calling him the next Ledley King. That's how good this guy's going to be. So do we really need to keep spending hundreds and hundreds of millions all the time to try and find a gem that, if we didn't spend 60 million on Richarlison, Scarlett would be playing right now? Let that sink in. We wouldn't have had Richarlison if we didn't spend 60 million. We would have saved all that money and we could have just played it. We could have just played Dane Scarlett instead. It baffles me sometimes that people think just buying players is the solution. It's not always the solution. I think sometimes developing your academy players, your loan players, your young players, and buying in young is decent as well. I don't mind when Spurs buy in young, really high talented players, as long as they develop them. I do agree, though, that you do need to have a balance and you do need to have internationals around them, solid, experienced players around them for them to learn off. I do. You need a mix. But the way we're doing things at the moment, not many youngsters are really getting a try. Bergvall got a try because of injuries last season, but he doesn't really get in the team this year now. Archie Gray is coming on leaps and bounds, but he's not in the first team at the moment. Tell gets in the first team if we get injuries to of our strikers, and Odeberg now is our best left winger because he's had a run of games on that left-hand side. And I believe if you kept playing Bergvall every week and you didn't sign Xavi, Bergvall would be doing just as good job as Xavi would be doing right now. I really do honestly believe that. So we're looking at buying this young guy called Stankovic. It's a 20-year-old defensive midfielder. But why don't you just develop someone like Tyrese Hall to play there? Tyrese Hall can play there all day long. And he's got the technical ability to do it as well. And he's the same age. He's already knows Spurs. He's through our academy. He wouldn't cost us anything. And he's probably got the same ability as Stankovic. So for me, it really baffles me that fans keep saying we need to buy. But then the same fans say, why are we not using our academy players? We've got I just named about 15 of them today. 15 with really high potential players. What's the point of keep signing all these young players if you're not going to develop any of them? You need to get them into the squad, integrate them into the team and really develop them. I hate to say it, but if you look at the Gooners, they've got like Miles Lewis-Skelly came out of it, Saka came out of it, and both of them are first teamers now. You got that, I can't remember, their number 10 that they've got as well. His name escapes me at the moment. But Wanyeri, that's another guy that's come out of their academy as well. They're playing them. And they're getting them game time. And by the time they get to the age of Tell and Odegaard, at the age of 20 years old, they would already have a couple of years of experience of the Premier League. And then they will move on. And then they will get better and better. We just need to... Sometimes to dare is to do isn't just spend loads of money. To dare is to do is maybe dare and try and believe in your younger players and see what happens. Anyway... Let me know what your thoughts are in the comments below. And thank you for watching. Come on, you Spurs.